Hello, and welcome to episode number 338 of the TEW 28 Challenge Run. This is going to be SmackDown for week 3 of February 2023, and it is the go-home show for the No Way Out premium live event this Sunday. And it's very tag team heavy here tonight. We've got the Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams versus Daniel Bryan and Cesaro match. We have a women's tag team championship match where Liv Morgan and Hikaru Shida defend against Mandy Rose and JC Jane of Toxic Attraction. We've got the other tag team match, which is the main event, which will be AJ Lee teaming with Roxanne Perez to take on Damage Control's Dakota Kai and Cora Jade. And we also have the American Nightmare in singles action against the right-hand man of Seth Rollins, Solo Sikoa. Without any more further ado, though, let's jump into the show. Damage Control open up the show. This is the first time I think we've actually seen all three of them together in a while, since the Rumble, probably. Yeah. that segment in the Royal Rumble where they all picked out their numbers. I think that was the last time all three were on screen together. But yeah, they all come out. And Bayley goes, well, we appear to be in a bit of a situation here, Adam Pearce. I hope you're listening, because last week I did you a favour. I defended my SmackDown Women's Championship against that child who didn't deserve a title match, and now you'll learn a lesson that you don't mess with me, okay? But like I said last week, I thank Thea. I thank her for snapping me out of reality, you know? There's some of us in this ring right now that could do with a hard dose of snapping back into things. And she's like, Dakota. Sorry, Bayley, I was looking around, I was just watching out for something. Bayley goes, anyway, but now we have No Way Out coming up, and not only have I got to worry about Candice at WrestleMania, I've got to worry once again about Kyrie. Okay? Pierce, you're overworking your most valuable player here tonight. So I wrestled 2 weeks ago. I wrestled last week in a title match. Got a title match again on Sunday. Got a title match again on WrestleMania. When is enough, okay? Now you've got my girls in the main event tonight. And we've got to worry about them because you're going to say that, oh, you've got the numbers advantage at No Way Out. That's actually true. Because what's to stop Candice or Roxy or AJ getting involved in that match and costing me my championship, Pierce? This is bullcrap. Then out comes Kyrie. And she goes, well, Bayley, if Candice or AJ or Roxy were to screw you in this championship match, that would be a taste of your own medicine, because this entire time you've had the numbers advantage, you've done nothing on your own. So, quite frankly, maybe I will bring my friends out of ringside, because you're going to bring your friends out of ringside too. Bayley goes, well, isn't that so noble of you? Knowing that you can't do things on your own, you've got to get help. Because you know you're not cut out for this. You saw me last week and now you're scared. You're running away and making excuses already. And then Adam Pearce interrupts. He goes, whoa, hold on, ladies. Okay, so here's what I see backstage. I see two women bitching and moaning that the other one is going to take some shortcut and bring some extra help to ringside and No Way Out, but that's not going to be the case, and I'll tell you for why. Because tonight's main event, Cora Jade teams with Dakota Kai against Roxy Perez and AJ Lee. Now, that match just got even bigger, because one of you will have an ally at No Way Out. Because if Dakota and Cora win, Bayley, then you will get to choose one of them to be in your corner this Sunday. But if AJ and Roxy win, Kyrie gets to pick someone to be in her corner this Sunday. And Bayley goes, well, I've got faith in my girls. You're goddamn right I do. You know, washed up has been and an NXT never was. You know, washed up has been and an NXT never will be. You're on. So yeah, the main event's got extra stakes now. Whichever team wins, that respective person will have an ally at No Way Out. 79 rated opening match, which is the women's tag team title match. And yeah, it's Kushida and Liv defeating JC Jane and Mandy Rose in 13-15. Full Metal Muffler submits Mandy by Hikaru Shida. Shida gets 78, Liv a 73, Mandy a 74, JC a 62. And yeah, this entire feud got sort of thrown up in the air when GG went down, but the title match has taken place, and Liv and Shida stand tall and retain the Women's Tag Team Championships. Out comes Ruby Riott. And Ruby goes, Liv, congratulations. I've been watching from afar, Toxic Attraction, I was ready to be on your side and help you should you need an ally to combat the numbers advantage. And then GG went down, and I realized you didn't need it. You didn't need my help. So congratulations, girl. But this is where the congratulations end, because you didn't need my help. Ever. Okay? And then you thought you could abandon me to go run off with your new friends. Now you've got another new friend right here. Liv. Do you know how that feels? Huh? The only reason you're up here in WWE is because of me. I brought you to SmackDown. And this is how you repay me? Tossing me to the curb, ignoring me, when all I wanted to do was help you? And now you realise you've made your mistakes, that's why you've come crawling back to how you were before? Well, I don't think so. Because you've got this, all of this, you've got me to thank for it. And Liv, I'm irreplaceable. You'll never find another woman like me. But there are plenty of blonde reject punks in leather that could take your spot as my new best friend. And that's when Liv is attacked. And Shida, I guess, is attacked as well. By Toni Storm. We haven't seen Toni Storm fuck knows when. She's been on the Creative Has Nothing For You list for 6 months. She was at SummerSlam in that Liberty title match. Did she do anything since then? Maybe not. But we're bringing her here because, well, she's a blonde, punky girl. That seems like Ruby Riott's type. And we've called them the Rebellion, spelled Reb-L-ion. Because they're rebels, but they're both women. And yeah, they've made a statement here tonight on SmackDown. Then I got to Adam Pearce's office and he goes, so let me see if I'm getting this correctly. You want a handicap match tonight? And the camera pans and Kevin Owens is stood there. And he goes, I think I made it pretty clear. You seem to have pretty clearly picked up on it. Last week, Bobby Roode got the better of me because of Adam Cole and those Fritz brothers. Tonight, I've got Cole this Sunday, but tonight I want both those Fritzes 2-on-1. And Pierce goes, and you don't want a tag team partner or anything? And Kev goes, I've got no allies. I'm fighting this thing alone. If I had somebody to call Adam, I'd have done it. But alone it has to be done, but that doesn't bother me. I've been fighting alone my whole life. So, Fritz brothers, get ready because there may be 2 of you and 1 of me, but I'm bringing the fight. Because that's all I do is keep on fighting. So Kevin Owens, the mad lad, wants a handicap match against the Fritz brothers later on tonight. Then they cut to the ring with Kofi and Woods are in the ring. And Kofi goes, ladies and gentlemen, it's 2/3 of your boys, known as the New Day. Now, ladies and gentlemen, in 48 hours' time, our boy Big E will be in No Way Out, and he's going to beat the piss out of that Buster Gates, beat some respect into that boy. And Kofi goes, that's why you wonder why we're out here tonight, huh? Because last I checked, there's 3 of those Revolution guys, and 3 of us. So if Big E is getting Buster, then tonight, my man here, Woods, wants one of the other boys. And Woods is like, you see, you may think that I'm at a disadvantage because of my size, but let me tell you, I'm full of fire, and whichever one of those two they bring out here to fight me, I'll take him on. I'll take him on, Kof. I'll take him on. And Kof goes, yeah, you will. You know why? Because New Day rocks. Then out come the Revolution. It's going to be confusing having the Rebellion and the Revolution on the same show. Anyway. And Buster goes, it's the same stuff. Been hearing this shtick for 8 years now, boys. You're not getting tired of it, you know, you're not feeling, you know, like branching out. Hell, in fact, your best friend Big E, he knows you guys are losers because he branched out by himself. And he became World Heavyweight Champion. He won the Royal Rumble. Yet you two clowns are living off past glory. It's time for past glory to be put down. I'm going to put Big E down at No Way Out. But tonight, my main man Nebo is putting you down, Woods. So the match is Nebo Barnes against Xavier Woods. Gets a 76. And yeah, Nebo picks up the win. Clean. Because he's Nebo Barnes and Xavier Woods is Xavier Woods. I think I did keep Woods strong. I don't know if he was complaining about it. But I imagine, like, there are some losses that I book that I'm like, you know, this just wouldn't make that person look weak. And Woods losing to Nebo is one of those matches. So I was like, yeah, I'll just keep it. It will damage how much pop Nebo gets. But, like, I don't feel like it would hurt Woods that much. So I volunteered to keep him strong. 56 for Nebo, 81 for Woods. Also, Revolution finally got a background. And I'm sure that brings me to mentioning, probably days old at this point, considering I've actually got stuff in the can, instead of recording things the day of. But the community post I put up, all of the stable logos I've ever made, that goes for this save and offline saves I do in Discord, is in a Google Drive if you ever need them. So they're all also in the database, but I can't like go, if you want a couple of pictures, go download an entire TEW picture pack. So yeah, they're all in a Google Drive that's in the community tab. So they'll always be there. And I'll update them whenever a new one pops up. I'll put it in there so you don't have to keep asking. They'll always be there. Anyway, Hit Bro. Swerve is sitting in the Hit Bro studio and he goes, you know, where the hell are those guys? I'm gonna ring him. He rings up. I'm probably top dollar, and we hear him. He goes, Swerve. He goes, what you doing, AJ? Where you at? And he goes, relax, bro, and we're on our way. And we can hear like giggling through the phone. And Swerve goes, what are these guys up to? And then the door opens, and in walk the rest of Hit Row. I imagine they've all got like a big bag of crisps that they're snacking on. They're all giggling. You know, there's an we're not going to say outright on screen because, you know, we like subtlety and subtlety goes away. Well, I can't even say subtlety, but, you know, I'm not going to smack you in the face directly. You know, you can pick it up yourself. But there's an implication of what Riddle's been doing with the rest of Hit Row. And Swerve goes, where have you been? And he goes, dude, you should have seen it, but don't worry, we've saved some, so we're thinking after the show, we can, and Riddle goes, shut it. You know, last week I tasked you with beating Warden for the US title, and you didn't do it. Okay? Now, I, out of the kindness of my heart, after what you did to me at the Royal Rumble, accepted you into Hit Bro. First thing you lose the US title match I want you to win, now you're late. You're not putting up good numbers, my guy. And Riddle goes, I'm sorry, bro. Is there any way I can make it up to you? And Swerve goes, as a matter of fact, there's one thing I do want you to do. I'll involve all of you. We then cut to Chase U, and we've got a bit of a somber mood in Chase U today. And Andre Chase at the front, he goes, okay, class. Today's a bit more of a serious topic. Today is about how to rebound from defeat. Because you see, defeat is a standard practice in WWE. Nobody goes unbeaten forever. You know, you've had some of the greatest undefeated streaks of all time. You're talking Goldberg. We're talking Oscar. We're talking Andre the Giant. 15 years unbeaten. That always has to end. Everybody has to lose. And last week we learned that the hard way when Thea lost to Bayley. But not only did Thea lose to Bayley, Thea learnt from Bayley. Thea learned what not to do when faced with adversity. Thea learned not to rush into things before you're ready. Because if you're destined for greatness, greatness comes to you. And now here at Chase U, we mold greatness. We mold you, Haley. We mold you, Shane. We mold you, Bodie. And you, Thea, for greatness. And one defeat ain't gonna set us back. Because this is Andre motherfucking Chase University, and we rise up. We don't look back, we look forward, and we look forward to the next time we're wrestling for championships, when we win in the name of Chase U. And then they're all like, Chase U, Chase U, Chase U. Apart from Thea, who's still a bit upset. And then Haley goes, come on, Thea, you know, cheer up, you know, you'll get her next time. And Thea goes, maybe I will. Maybe I will. See, I really needed tonight, Mr. Chase. You know what I think to really help cheer me up? A Chase U field trip. And Andre Chase goes, well, as it just so happens, this Sunday, No Way Out is in Canada. So how about a trip to the famous Heart Dungeon? Chase U, Chase U, Chase U. Bigger than any match announcement. Chase U are going to the dungeon this Sunday. Wrestling has more than one royal family, though. And that isn't the Harts, actually. It's the Rhodeses, of course. Cody. And he's on his way out for his match with Solo Sikoa. Yeah, I knew that we're getting 81 because, well, we're still in the process of building Solo up. And there are other reasons why, but yeah, I know. It's fine. 81 is a perfectly fine match, but there's a reason this didn't main event. Well, two, actually, but one big reason, which I'll get to in a minute. But it's Cody and Solo going at it. And Samoan Spike teases, you know, Cody Carter's, you know, all that big stuff. But noticeably, Solo has come out alone, you know. He hasn't come out here with Seth, like you'd expect him to. And Cody's getting all fired up. He's hitting a moonsault and shit. He hits a crossroads on Solo. He hits the second crossroads on Solo. And he, gets Solo up and he tosses him to he's on his feet. But then before he can start hitting those bionic elbows, we hear, Cody, up here. How's it going, big boy? American Nightmare. Look, I know you came here tonight looking for me and you got Solo. That's not good. But I trust Solo to deal with you perfectly. Because Solo trusted me with my task. Now, Cody, you know, how's your wife doing? How's Brandy doing? Has she recovered, you know, from that attack? How's your family doing? Huh? How's Dustin getting on? What's that? You haven't heard from Dustin all day. Huh. Where could Dustin be? I imagine the camera pans out and, Seth's, outside in the parking lot. But he's got his foot on, Dustin's neck. Up against the concrete. He goes, oh, Cody, did you leave another one of your family members unsupervised? What did I tell you about your bloodline, Cody? Huh? It falls at my feet. And then, bang, Seth Rollins curb stomps Dustin onto the concrete outside. And then the medics rush towards Dustin. And Seth just walks off going, gets back into his Fiat 500 that I gave him a month ago just to pop myself. And then we cut back to the ring. Cody's, of course, distracted. He looks like he's going to cry because he's just seen his brother get curb stomped onto the floor. But then, that distraction, he turns around and Solo plants the Samoan spike into Cody's throat and pins him. In 14 minutes and 6 seconds, Solo Sikoa pins the Royal Rumble winner. Yeah, another match where I had to keep someone strong, but that's why it got an 81 as well. That's part of the reason. 89 for Cody, 57 for Solo. But yeah, a whole lot to unpack there. Solo Sikoa beat Cody Rhodes because Seth Rollins, another member of the Rhodes family, in turmoil, Dustin stomped onto the floor. And then I imagine after the match, when Cody finally comes to, I imagine the doctors are checking on him, like shoves them away, and then he rushes to the back. That's that segment here. I forgot I booked it as a segment, but yeah, that's what this is. And then come backstage to lighten the mood a bit. Hams and Morgan are chilling, and Morgan goes, "So, how you holding up after the restaurant debacle?" And Hams goes, she just doesn't say anything. She goes, "Do you like books?" And Hams just continues to look at her. And Morgan goes, "Yeah, I know, but this was Fallon's thing, after all she did for us, least we could do is, repay you, good thing we don't have to go back anytime soon." And then Fallon opens the door and in she walks with Brooks and Otis. She goes, "What are we talking about in here?" And Morgan goes, just stuff, tag team titles, all that. And Fallon goes, "Well, you have to take your mind off tag team championships, because last week was so fun, and we all want to go again." And Hammy goes, "No!" And Fallon's like, What do you mean, no?" And she goes, "She means she's going to need more time to get ready. Don't want to rush into things too much." And Brooks is like, "Are you sure? Because it really sounds like..." And Morgan's like, No. She'll be there, but, it's just not next week. We've got stuff on. And Otis like, "Okay, you're being weird." And Morgan's like, "I'm being weird. Look at yourself." And Otis goes, "What's that supposed to mean?" And she goes, "Listen, there's a little bit of stress in the whole, witchcraft thing. Maybe leave it for tonight, okay?" And Fallon goes, "Sorry, okay, sure." And then they all leave. And Morgan just sighs and looks down and shakes her head and goes, "You've got to learn to..." Uso segment. Ahead of their match with the Cyclone this Sunday. They go, "Well, Us, it's been well over a year since we seen the Usos do their thing. Jimmy J, tag team champions, that's the thing that the Usos do. And 2 days, 48 hours, the Usos are back doing their thing. And they take on the Cyclone for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. Now the Bloodline, in a bit of turmoil. The Tribal Chief, we haven't seen him since the Rumble. Jacob, he's been acting a bit weird lately. But don't you worry, the only two men we're going to need are going to be right there this Sunday night. Jimmy and Jay, the Oos." And then we hear a voice off camera go, "Oos." And Jacob Fatu walks in. And Jimmy goes, "Big Oos, where have you been?" And he goes, "That's not important. What's important is getting this bloodline back on track, getting gold around this bloodline once again. I'll be by your side this Sunday night when the bloodline's return to the top of WWE begins." And then Jay's like, "That's the spirit, Oos." 76. Yeah, that's fine for what it is. Because another person I had to keep strong. There's a lot of keeping strong on this show. Because I've done a lot of, quote-unquote upset wins. Like Nebo beating Woods, Cody losing to Solo, and now this. By upset wins, I just mean they've got less popularity in the game. But yeah, the Fritzes beat Kevin Owens clean. Because he's one man, they're two, and they're a tag team. He's not. David Fritz beats Kevin. Yep, 72 for David Fritz, 62 for Kevin Fritz, and a 77 for Kevin Owens. And then, once again, after the match, the Paragon take turns in just beating Kevin Owens down. Adam Cole saying... He sits down next to Kevin while Kevin's down on the floor, and he goes, Kevin, are you ready for story time with Adam Cole, baby? It's a story of a man. I'm sure you've heard of it. It's about the boy who cried wolf. When you do the same thing over and over again, it becomes redundant. And then eventually, when you need some help, no one listens. No one's there to help you. And you're left to get mauled. Why I'm looking awfully familiar right now for you, Kev. Because I've got my allies. But you can't call up anybody. Because they'll hate your stupid guts. And this Sunday, I'm going to make you wish you never came back, baby. Because Adam Cole, baby, is the paragon of this business. And you're just the past, Kevin. I look forward to once again running this whole debacle here back this Sunday. And maybe then you'll learn not to betray Adam Cole, baby. And then get a quick backstage segment. AJ and Roxy sort of like putting their gear on in the locker room. And AJ goes, you nervous? And she goes, just a little. Yeah, does it show? She goes, look, I know it's your first SmackDown match. You're in the main event. But you gotta focus, okay? You've got here at the age of 21 for a reason. Because you're good at this. Okay? That's why you are my tag team partner tonight. That's why you're in the main event tonight. I know it's a lot to take in. But Kyrie and Candice, they need us to win this match. And Roxy goes, yeah, I know. It's also just standing next to you, you know. First match on SmackDown, I'm teaming with my hero. And AJ goes, well, I'm flattered, but again, it's time to focus. And then Kyrie and Candice walk in. And Candice goes, hey girls, how you doing? How I'm holding up here? And AJ goes, you know, she's still a little bit nervous, but I think we're good to go. I've got faith in her ability out there. Candice goes, great. Then, when we win, that's damage control kept shut. Which is the start. Because once Kyrie and I assume me go out there with no way out, and she wins that SmackDown Women's Championship, we'll be the two facing out at WrestleMania. And may the best woman win. And Kyrie sort of just looks at Candice and goes, nods her head and shakes her hand. We then see Adam Pearce put his head in his hands. And he goes, ugh. And then we just pan over to see, well, I think I wasn't ready to wrestle Cody last week, lad. Like, he came out there. He was blabbing his gums, you know, flapping his gums on Grayson Waller show. You know, only Grayson Waller gets to do that on Grayson Waller show. But then he comes over. He's not even a member of this SmackDown roster. And he beats me. I wasn't ready. I was too busy. I had stuff on the go, lad, you know. My mind was in all over the place. All I'm saying is, give me another shot at Cody, and I'll put him down, like I should have done last week, okay? And Pierce goes, okay, Grayson, you're talking a lot. And Grayson goes, yeah, I am. You ain't listening a lot, though, are you, lad? He goes, I'm too busy focusing on No Way Out to worry about your problems, okay? You want to go to WrestleMania? Own your own path to WrestleMania. Grayson Waller goes, this is an outrage, lad. You'll be even about this. And the Miz walks in, he goes, ugh. Enough. You want to go to WrestleMania, kid, huh? You want to go to WrestleMania. I've been there. I've main evented WrestleMania. I've won the main event of WrestleMania. You want to go there? I think I know how to get you there. Because we're both getting there. And he goes, oh, I like the sound of this, lad. Come on, then. Tell me more. And then they leave. Elias is in the ring. Because hello, I am Elias. And I've got one question for you, everybody here tonight. Who wants to walk with Elias? Now, it's been months since a tragedy struck my family. 3 months ago, the House of Black burned my family apartment down. My brother Ezekiel suffered second-degree burns. He's still recovering to this day. It's unknown if he's ever going to be able to step back into a WWE ring. My father, Ernie Jr., in a coma. My big brother, Elrod, also just getting out of hospital. He's making a swift recovery and we're hoping we'll get him back on his feet soon. But my mom, she was the lucky one. My mom managed to survive the wreckage. Very minimal damage. And in her spare time, she came to SmackDown last week because she heard I was going to make my big return. Then I see Angel Garza up in there, getting all up in my mom's grill. Okay? Esther Sampson is a goddamn treasure, and you don't even look at my mom. So Garza, how about this Sunday, the No Way Out kickoff? We wouldn't actually say the kickoff show, but it is a kickoff match, I'm going to specify. This Sunday at No Way Out, I teach you what happens to anybody who dares step to Esther Sampson. Now, if you please do silence, I do have a song I've written in honor of my brother's WWE career that I wish to play for you all right now. Oh, Elias, you must be mistaken, because there is no room for Le Samson famille on Le Bleu brand. There is only one incredible bleu show, blue and red and white, in my veins. And that is La French Connection. That is Edris Inoue. That is Malik Blade. That is Violet Mato. And that is David Mato. Now, you want to sit here and play your crappy music on your guitar. But I came here to take part in some le wrestling. In this here wrestling ring. And Elias like, well, I'm down for a fight, sure. And then we get Elias versus David Martin. 77. Oh, sorry. What did I just call him? David Mato. And yeah, Elias beats David Mato in 8:38. Diving elbow drop. 75 for Elias. 63 for David. And yeah, just a quick match to get Elias. A very short feud just for a kickoff match. Like, it doesn't have to be some super... I mean, it kind of already is. After what happened last week. But, you know, yeah, Elias and Garza. One-on-one on the kickoff show of No Way Out. We then cut backstage. And we see Dustin in a neck brace getting lifted into an ambulance. And Cody's there and he goes, come on, bro, Dustin, come on. You know, you got this, man. And Kayla, what's up? He goes, Cody, you know, what's the update on Dustin? And he goes, oh. It's not, you know, Dustin's been doing this for 30 years, huh? That takes its toll on the human body, huh? Now Seth Rollins, to stamp a legend like that, stamp his head into the concrete. This man has no respect. This man has no respect for me or for anybody else. And Kayla goes, well, I don't, it doesn't feel like the right time to ask, but I have to. What does this mean for No Way Out? Cody goes, what this means for No Way Out, Kayla, is that whether my brother can make it or not, it's Seth Rollins' ass. I've booked another Kayla segment. So I guess she's not on screen for this one because that doesn't make any sense. So it's just Ruby and Tony, you know, walking through the hallway. And Tony goes, after all those months away, growing all that frustration, it was so nice to finally take it out on someone. and doing it to, Liv, who disrespected you, and Kushida, who took my place. It makes me feel good. It makes me want to do it more. It makes me want to take those women's tag team championships. And Ruby goes, well, I heard a little birdie through the grapevine tell me that Adam Pearce signed off us two against Kushida and Liv for the tag team titles at No Way Out. And Tony goes, it's happening even sooner than I thought. We're going to become the greatest duo here in WWE. And Ruby goes, amen to that. So yeah, I think that is the final. No, it's not. It's actually not the final match. There is one more that will get announced just in a graphic later on tonight. But the 8th match, I guess, of the show. Women's Tag Team title match will be Ruby Riott and Toni Storm against Liv Morgan and Hikaru Shida. Oh boy, Tricky Willie in a 90. I know he did the carry in here. We all know who the standout star in this match was. It weren't that bum-ass Daniel Bryan, it weren't Cesaro, and it weren't the goddamn Mr. Money in the Bank Carmelo Hayes. It was Trick Williams over here. But unfortunately, he does get pinned by Cesaro with a neutralizer in 17 minutes 11 seconds. 88 for Cesaro, 95 for Daniel Bryan, 88 for Carmelo Hayes, and it says 51. I guess Tricky was really off his game, but we all know he was the real star. So yeah, Cesaro pinned Trick because that has no bearing on Bryan versus Carmelo at No Way Out. That is the natural finish of this match. Probably going to swing Tricky around a lot as well. Maybe even tap him out of a sharpshooter. Because like I said, No Way Out's in Canada, which means SmackDown's probably also in Canada, which means Bret Hart. Next week, we only have 2 matches announced for the show. And the first one, seemingly a bit random from Pierce. It will be Utami taking on Dakota Kai. And apparently this is for a big WrestleMania opportunity. It's not specified what, but, next week's the first show after No Way Out, the first show on the road to WrestleMania. So maybe there's a big opportunity on the line there. There is, according to Pierce. But also next week, Daniel Bryan and The Miz. Their rivalry renewed at the Royal Rumble. And they're going to go one-on-one on next week's SmackDown. But before then, we do have No Way Out. And as we just heard, Liv Morgan and Hikaru Shida, who defended their titles against Toxic Attraction earlier on tonight, will defend them again this Sunday night against the new duo of Rebellion, Toni Storm and Ruby Riott. And our ninth match, but 5th and final championship match of the show. Warden, after having no challenges after beating Matt Riddle, will issue an open challenge for his United States Championship. And then, as we heard earlier on tonight, following their Valentine's Day beef, Elias and Angel Garza will go one-on-one on the show's kickoff show. Yeah, I knew this wouldn't do as well as any of the other matches, but there's a reason I put this in the main. That is completely wrong. Right. Anyway, fix that quickly. Apparently I put the complete wrong finish in, or didn't set a winner. But yeah, the match is Cora and Dakota against AJ and Roxy. Dakota sort of, not really into it. She's got her own issues going on right now, God knows what. But she's been acting really weird after whatever she saw on the bathroom wall a couple of weeks ago. And I imagine Cora and AJ, Cora and Roxy, kind of stuff. Then when Dakota gets tagged in, she starts going to work on Roxy. This weird music, laughter, I guess, distracts Dakota. She starts pulling at her hair and freaking out, going, no, 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 no. And she tags in Cora and just legs it to the back. And Cora's like, what the hell? Where are you going? And then she turns around, AJ locks her in the Black Widow, and Cora Jade submits. So AJ Lee and Roxy Perez pick up the win. AJ submits Cora with the Black Widow. If that happens this Sunday, we have a new Liberty champion. 72 for Dakota, 76 for Cora, 75 for AJ, and a 56 for Roxy. And yes, with that does mean that Kairi Sane will be able to have somebody in her corner at No Way Out, while the rest of Damage Control are banned from ringside. Who will Kairi choose? A rated show is good, considering that main event was only okay. Yeah, but that's the final show. That's the build to No Way Out in the books, and we have a lot of mystery heading into that show, if I do say so myself. We don't know who Warden's opponent's going to be. We don't know who Kairi's friend's going to be. And we don't even know if Dustin Rhodes is going to make it after tonight. So, be sure to stay tuned for that one. But before then, we do have Velocity. Heat kicks off with a Nice business meeting. And Anthony Nice goes, there's been a lot of success once again in the Nice business recently. Last week, our main man, the face of Cruiserweight Wrestling, Dominic Mysterio, kept a hold of that title when he defeated that stupid pirate, Ari Sterling. Okay. Now, I'm sure you'll notice there's one man down here. Aria Daivari, he's gone through a rough time recently, and we've given him a couple of months off to get back in business shape, but trust me, when he returns, the Niche business will continue to boom. But getting ahead of myself. Dominic, sorry for disrespecting you that way. Okay, I don't know where my mic just cut off then, but I don't know where, so I'll have to go through the whole thing again. Okay. Did you see your father's cryptic tweet? This could be it, he says. Oh no. Maybe he can't live with the fact that he's the second best Mysterio in WWE, Anthony. Maybe that's why. Well, that sure seems to me like he's teasing he's going to retire on Raw. And, be a bit weird if his son weren't there, don't you think? The first match gets a 72. Again, just another random single showcase match. Nathan Fraser and Roderick Strong. Roderick Strong picked up the win in 14-10 with the half Nelson backbreaker. 73 for Roddy, 61 for Fraser. The UE guys, have sort of become just the backbone of Velocity recently. They've become to Velocity what Candace was to to Heat, because they're the ones with all the psychology that can just have a good match. Speaking of good matches, 74. The remnants of the SmackDown branch of the Regal Coalition, being Charlie Dempsey and the grizzled young veterans, are beaten by MSK, Wes Lee, Tristan Ellison, and Leslie Young. 13-19, Wes Lee pins Rip. 78 for Wes, 63 for Tristan, 59 for Leslie, 64 for Jagger, 77 for Rip, and a 42 for Charlie Dempsey. And then we get a quick segment backstage with the Lady Killers. They're still salty about, Valentine's Day. And he goes, I can't believe we spent our Valentine's Day chasing those girls. We don't care about those girls, huh? They're missing out, not coming for us. We like real women, proper women who know what they want, and they want what they see. And then the Mexicals walk past, and they just seem like natural enemies to the Lady Killers. And they sort of just get in a shouting match, I guess. And then an 82 rated main event. Another one of those matches that would go on Twitter and they go, you've got to be watching Velocity, there's shit popping off on there. Pistolero and Axiom have a banger. Goes 14-42. Pistolero, of course, wins 1/3 of the new Cruiserweight Trios champions. Picks up the win in 14-42 with the Revolution Fly. 88 for Pistolero, 64 for Axiom. And so ends Velocity, and so ends the build to No Way Out. Next episode will be the show itself, the final pay-per-view stop on the road to WrestleMania. And there's a whole lot of stuff that could be going down. See you then.